What's going on, Critical Bench Nation? Coach A here with none other than B-Pack, and today we're here at Powerhouse Gym, Tampa, Florida, and I want to go ahead and tell you a little bit about what's going on with Ben Pakulski and, you know, why he's gone from mi40 to mi40X. So Ben, can you tell some updates? What's going on?
Yeah, thanks, Anthony. So I've recently released a product called mi40 Xtreme, and many of you, or at least a lot of you, would know about mi40, the original foundation program that I put out in 2007 that quickly became a #1 best-selling muscle building product on the internet. Why did that product become a #1 best-selling product on the internet? Simply because I looked around the gym and I said, what's the 5 things that I could teach everyone to make their life more effective and their muscle building more efficient? People loved it, they ate it up, and they got tremendous results. The transformations, the feedback was second to none. But one thing I knew in the back of my mind was that was really, really entry-level stuff, which is why I call it the mi40 foundation product. It needs to lay the foundation for what comes later. So the reason I released mi40 was to teach you the basics, teach you things that I believe were very, very simple, were very basic. And when I transitioned into releasing mi40 Xtreme, the idea was to give people the what's next. You know, what do I do now? How do I take myself from now being a average gym goer or maybe above average gym goer to be an exceptional physique and having an exceptional body, one that I'm happy with, one that I can be proud of. And not only that, but understanding what to do in the gym and why. Like, most people come to the gym and it's arbitrary. It's throwing darts at the dartboard blindfolded, and it's bullshit. It's not going to get you anywhere. If you want progress, if you want to be continuously excited by your workouts, if you're bored, it's because you don't know what you're doing. If you want to get excited about your workouts, you want to be passionate about it, it's extremely important that you know what you're doing in the gym and why. So that's where mi40X came in. I was teaching you guys not only how to execute things better, but understanding the why behind it all, and on top of that, giving you some of the most amazing, scientifically verified accelerators for muscle growth. And that's really what it all stemmed from, man. It was like, everyone wanted to know what to do next, and I was giving you a much deeper insight into what I actually do, you know. And mi40 foundation, the stuff that I do, but it's also stuff that I did 4 years ago. And the stuff that I'm doing now, and I'm learning constantly every day, every weekend. I'm at a different course, I'm reading, obviously reading, training every day. It's what I do now to get myself to the point where I'm able to compete with the best guys in the world. Not that saying that people want to do that, but at the end of the day, the human body is the human body, and you want to be as effective and as efficient as possible. So if you're in the gym and you're spending any time in the gym, you want to make the most of your time. You know, whether you want to be as big as me or as big as you or whomever, it doesn't matter. You want to make the most of your time in here, and getting as big as me has to do with what you do outside of the gym, not what you do in the gym. It's all about being, effective, efficient, working hard, getting the most of that 45 minutes or that hour, whatever you spend in the gym, and get the hell out of here and enjoy your life.
Right. Perfect. So I guess one more question I'll ask you is, you were telling me a little bit earlier about the satellite cells and, you know, how this works with the program. Can you give them to them just a simple explanation?
Sure, yeah. So on top of giving you the most advanced execution videos anyone is doing ever on the internet, like nobody's close. Not to toot my own horn, but really nobody's close. I'm also going to give you guys a cutting-edge technique called the cell expansion protocol that I developed, and really it was over 18 months of development trying to figure out ways to optimize the mechanisms of hypertrophy. So your body has a number of different mechanisms by which it grows. So cell swelling, mechanical damage, satellite cell proliferation. So trying to optimize and center your training around maximizing those mechanisms of hypertrophy. So you don't just want to train one, you want to train all of them because you want your body growing in many different ways. So there's something called satellite cell proliferation that happens with when your body undergoes maximum amounts of cellular damage or mechanical damage. So what happens is your body will take these satellite cells that are kind of floating around and will attach it to the muscle, donating a nuclei. So the satellite cells contain a nuclei. Once it attaches to a muscle cell, it donates that nuclei to the muscle, which then allows that muscle to actually recover faster. So nuclei, what they actually do in the cell is they are the rate limiting factor for protein synthesis. And you can imagine, the more protein you're synthesizing, the faster you recover. So what the cell expansion protocol does is basically is now proven to improve your genetic limitations as far as muscle protein synthesis. So Anthony genetically has a rate limiting ability to synthesize proteins. So that's going to inhibit his ability to recover from workouts. It used to be thought that that was genetically predetermined. It's now known that it's not. It's now known that there's certain ways that you can train that inflict maximum amount of muscular damage, mechanical damage, thereby satellite cell proliferation and differentiation. So I created the protocol based on all the research and studies that I read, had it studied in the lab at the University of Tampa, which is one of the best, #1 hypertrophy labs in the world, and the results were astronomical. And if you guys want to check out the proof and the results of the study, there's going to be a video linked under this, there's going to be a video linked under this video where you can check that out. It shows all the outcomes of the study, shows the strength increases and the muscle increases in diagrams and charts. So that's really what it was based around, man. It's like teaching people that your genetic limitations is actually something of the past. Like you can actually overcome everything. It takes time, of course, but it also takes very, very specific approach to training and nutrition.
Perfect. Well, I mean, you pretty much summed up 2 key factors here, explaining exactly what it is and how it can benefit people. This thing has been great. It's tremendous. People are getting results worldwide, and you guys can do the same. So, Ben, anything else?
Yeah, it's an awesome program. It's 6 weeks long. And the cool thing that I'm seeing now, because it's only been out since June, the cool thing that I'm seeing now is people who go through it once get good results. People that go through it again are getting actually better results a second time. People that go through it a third time are continually getting better results, because it's this whole idea of the cumulative effect of the nuclei being donated. So the more you do this type of programming, the more you see this type of training, it seems like the results actually become better and better and better. With most training programs, you repeat them and they kind of become stale and stagnant, which is also why I've included 3 levels of programming in the program. So there's newbie natural, like beginner program, there's a graduate, and then there's a pro. So pro is actually the exact program that I followed last year, getting ready to get on a class of 6 weeks of hard, balls out, uncomfortable training that works. But don't start there, work your way up to that, please. Some people start with graduate, but I usually recommend most people start with the beginner. So.
Excellent. That's a good point. 3 different levels. You don't want to go too hard.
Yeah, and it also allows you to progress, right? Because you're going to get results on all of them. I guarantee it's because it's different.
Yeah.
You know, so some people want to start at graduate because they feel like they're advanced. But most people, if you've never done something like this before, you're still going to get great results starting with the beginner or the natural.
Perfect. Anything else you want to add for our viewers? Anything good takeaway?
Man, so much to learn. There's so much to know. I'm constantly learning. So check out my YouTube channel if you want to learn more, and definitely check out the video below to learn more about mi40X. We're going to tell you a little bit more about the mi40 Nation in the video coming up. So check that out too.
Yep. Stay tuned.